Hello, grapplers and grifters. My name is TPSkyne, and welcome back to the boss designs of Elden Ring. Now, normally it would be past Skyen, who's actually playing the game, who welcomes you into the episode, but the poor fool doesn't know that I'm editing the videos this way, so instead it falls to me. So, if you remember last time, we began our journey into the Lands Between with the perhaps unnecessarily difficult handicap of being a level 1 deprived. Past Skyen sure made a decision with that one. We ran around a bit, died to some rats, got magically teleported to a late-game area by a malicious treasure chest, and then eventually we ran into Melina, who gave us Torrent, our trusty steed. Thus armed, or horsed, I suppose, we now set off for Castle Stormvale, since that's where all the graces are pointing us to, and also a condescending man in the white mask told us to go there, so it must be right. Okay, right, now let's make use of this Golden Rune 5 we found. 1600, nice. Okay, let's see. What is it to level up 600? Okay, that's doable. I mean, those whip swords look really cool. Like that, those whip weapons, like just... That was... The other guy had a mace, though. Maybe you could get a mace that's like a whip weapon like that. Like so maybe that'll be a strength. Yeah, let's just pump it into strength and equipment load for now. 3 levels is not that much. There we go. Gimme what's in the chest you've got. Lord Sworn's Greatsword.
Greatsword, you say?
Probably means I can't use it. No, I can. I just have to dual wield it. Yeah! Again, that contained a different thing in the network test. So that's cool. Like, the network test also... Ooh! The network test also didn't have that transport trap, because that would have taken you outside the area for the network test, so... Oh, that's better. That is so much better. And a flail, ooh. Can't use that one, because I'd need much more dexterity for that. Okay, interesting. Man, I just want to f*** around. Like, I just want to mess around and see what I can find. I do want to see one thing. Like, there's one thing I remember from the network test that I'm curious whether has changed. That guy is also still there. I don't want to deal with him because... Hey! As you can tell... him big. Him trouble. Okay, that's a bigger caravan than I remember. See, the trouble is you can't just jump on there and steal from the chest. You have to stop the actual caravan. Which means you have to kill at least one of the giants, which is difficult. There we go. I think I made them mad. Oh, that just gave me the Great Axe? Darn, because there was an armor set in there in the network test, and I was hoping that was one of the ones that wasn't changed, but no. No, if I want armor, it seems like I'm gonna have to buy it honestly. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go get some chainmail. Just so I can take, like, maybe one more hit. Oh, hello.
May I have a word?
Oh, hi, big-hat lady.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished.
All right, hey, Future Sky, I'm cutting in here. So when we met this character for the first time, I didn't think, like, a lot of her. I was like, oh, hey, cool NPC. She's got 4 arms and a ghost face. That's interesting. And then I sort of moved on with the game, but... I mean, no spoilers, but we're going to interact with her more, and I'm going to look closer at her, so I just want to get this out of the way up front. I just want to get it out of my system. We just need to get this done so I can concentrate, so...
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy, you better get the best for me. Hey, Daddy, won't I look swell in sables?
Okay, alright, I'm done. I got it out of my system. We will talk more sensibly about her later, and if you see any good fan art of her, please tag me on Twitter. So on with the game.
I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
Yes?
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Spirit calling bell.
'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
With the spirit calling bell, you can use ashes to summon various spirits. Consumes FP. You can only summon one type of spirit at a time, not during multiplayer. Ooh, cool. God, that's a great character design. That really is quite good. She has 4 hands, because everything in this game has more hands than it needs.
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the 2 fingers?
Bye, lady. Thanks for the thing. Oh, that's a good character design.
Care to buy something?
Yes. Pants. We'll start with pants. No, we'll start with our actual armor. Pants later. Man, I just want to go off and I don't want to do the story. I want to go off and see things. Oh, he's still there. Okay. So, that guy's gonna jump... Okay, they're gonna shoot at me immediately, aren't they? So there's a bunch of archers around here who are gonna shoot at you and be a nuisance. That guy's gonna jump down, and this is gonna turn into a hellhole. So... we're just not. We're just gonna not. Ooh, hello. Another golden seed. Nice. I should really upgrade my flask, shouldn't I? Good fortune, indeed. Oh, that still happens? Storm of Wolves. I still haven't figured out why that happens. It's just a thing that seems to trigger on this particular hill. Stone Sword Key. That was that key that unlocks a goblin statue or whatever. Oh, hey! Hello!
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it.
Lark?
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us 2 peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
No, you know, I think you're good.
Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
Spirit jellyfish ashes. Oh, thank you.
The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And The spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, tell them I love them. I'm finally getting...
Well, okay then. Right. Okay. So a thing about Elden Ring that's been easy to note early on is that a lot of the enemies, including like the very first boss enemy who ambushed us, they have more arms than they need to have. Like there's a lot of multi-limb stuff going on in this, like a la-ha-ha of multi-limb stuff going on. And what we've just learned from her is that that's no accident, that characters that have multiple limbs and hands and arms have them because they have grafted them onto themselves in some way or another. Go have a sit down and find another NPC. Cool. Yo.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernal. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
Not a lot, no, but I'll tell you that it does.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished, like you.
I'll learn some skill. Ooh, cool. Okay, so he's an Ash of War merchant. Stormblade. Quick step. Ooh. Impaling thrust. Kick. Oh, hey, the kick! Nostalgia is a...
There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands that I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost and died. A fine tale, all told of true chivalric romance. That's how I fell in love with the sword and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself. Well, until we meet again.
Well, cool. I can go here and pick up battle arts. That's sweet. Ooh, a camp.
Who lives here?
Someone who wants me dead, I'm sure, but... Oh, he has kind of a lot of armor there. Okay, got you down. Jerk. What else is here? Is there any stuff here is mostly what I'm interested in. Don't care that much about dudes. I care about stuff. And bonk. Gauntlets. Sweet. I'm slowly acquiring a full set of clothes. And a shield, too. Nice. Can't use it yet, but... because I can't use this thing one-handed. But once I can... Oh, yes. Once I can. Yeah, I see you. And I guess you see me too, which is annoying. Okay, that's kind of a lot of guys. That is many dudes. Oh, what? Okay, that worked. Am I ready? No. Checkpoint ahead, yes. Okay.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Erd Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Also, I hear. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden. Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring.
And now... Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Now I can use the sword one-handed, which means... I can equip a shield. I should not be heavy load right now, though. Yeah, shield time, parry time. I want to parry something. I want to put my Bloodborne skills to use. Nope, nope, sword, just attack. There we go, there it is. Jesus. Took a while. Like, I feel like at least by the end of the game I had a sense of where the parry is supposed to go with Bloodborne. There we go. But that's gonna be a skill that I relearn from scratch with Elden Ring. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna rely on parry anytime soon. Okay. What waits for us beyond this door? I have a feeling I know, but I hope I'm wrong.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Still you, huh? Okay. Alright. Damn it. Because the thing is, you can parry this guy, actually.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to show off a little bit, because I remember being able to parry him, but, yeah, that's not gonna do me much good, is it? Instead of doing that, let's try and fight him properly.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest. Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
I'm really not doing enough damage that I feel like I have a chance at this. I think we're gonna have to go elsewhere for the moment and do some leveling. Actually, I think I know where I want where to go. Let's go to Groveside Cave, because there's a little mini boss over here who is quite fun to fight, first of all, but who is also might be a source of good runes to be going on with. He's also a slightly familiar mini-boss. Ooh, fire materials. Damn it. Should have picked a faster attack. Like, he's even got the eye coverings. There we go. He's even got the eye coverings. Like, it's very... This boy is very Bloodborne. And this is where I jump in to say that, well, yeah, he is Bloodborne-ish, but not entirely, though. Look at these Bloodborne beasts for a point of comparison. The Beastman doesn't have the hollowed-out chest and incredibly slim waist that's the hallmark of a lot of Bloodborne beasts, and his proportions aren't quite as stretched. Similarly, while his hair is wild, it's not quite as wildly matted and patchy as a Bloodborne beast's would be. Another difference is that he wears clothes and uses a weapon. He doesn't wear torn rags of clothes that were destroyed by a beastly transformation. He wears an outfit. He has a style. And unlike what you would expect from a classic werewolf screaming and tearing at its victims with claws and teeth, not only does the Beastman use a weapon, he uses it skillfully, weaving together complicated flowing combos. All of which tells us that this guy is not a mindless, raging beast, but a thinking being. And so the environmental storytelling of the cave here seems to be that this is a Beastman who has led a pack of wolves in a coordinated attack on the dead soldiers we find in here. This was a raid, there was a battle plan, and he's the pack leader who pulled it off. Still, the beast imagery does feel like a deliberate callback, or at least a repetition of themes from previous games, which, no spoilers, is a thing that's going to come up later in the game as well. It's going to come up in actually just a few seconds, even, when Past Skyen reads the talisman that he got from winning the fight. If a person wanted to, I think it's fully possible to construct a deranged crackpot theory about how Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring all take place in the same universe. A Flame Drake talisman. I wonder what that does. Turn to entrance. No, I want to see if there's not some items. Or some things and stuff. Treasure chest. Anything? No? Just the talisman? Okay, well, let's see what that is then. Boosts fire damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree. Oh, ancient dragons, you say, would protect their lord as a wall of living rock, and so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protection. It's a pretty good bit of damage reduction on fire, so we'll take that. Oh, hey. How you doing?
Forgive me. I've been testing you to see whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
I guess I don't have an option not to go.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Is this like PvP, or what is this? The Round Table Hold is a place where tarnished gather. Combat is prohibited on the premises due to a pact of non-aggression. Okay. Can only be reached through sites of grace. Okay. Yeah, I literally can't attack here. Bum ba dum bum bum. With the knights around table, we dance whenever able. We do routines and chorus scenes with footwork impeccable. We dine well here in Camelot. We eat ham and jam and spam a lot. A lot da 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 da. Okay, so a series of weapons stabbed into the center of the table. A symbol, I guess, of disarmed unity. Interesting, interesting. Who are you guys?
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the Two Fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
Yep.
You do. Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
Okay, so that's a merchant who teaches you... Oh, I can actually use healing. I could actually use that. And there's a cure poison one. Oh my god. That might actually be... That might actually be good. That might be worth getting a hold of. Actually, with only 10 faith, I can use kind of a number of these. But I think we'll take the healing, actually. Now I just need a thing with which to cast them, which I don't have. First. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a cool-ass cane. Like, if you're gonna have a cane, it should be that badass.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome.
Senpai!
It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer. There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
Ooh. Okay, people are definitely dying in here. Didn't expect strong foe, therefore suffering required ahead. Suffering, huh? Okay, I'm intrigued. Oh, now there's a character. He's got, like, lizard legs. And a bit of a skin condition going on, but he makes it work.
You're a new face. No matter. It's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing. I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it.
Could we free him?
No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Her. Ooh, do we get to meet her? That will be good.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness.
Are you hitting on me?
Will grant me the warmth of a champion.
You're hitting on me.
And you, I am sure, will bear a Balderkin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act. My thanks, great champion.
Have a hug, lady.
You are very warm.
Ah, Fia, the deathbed companion. Like a few of the other NPCs at the Round Table Hold, we were introduced to her in the intro cinematic, laying naked with the dead king in a room full of skulls. We will discuss her more later, but there's two things I want to bring up here. One is that a little while after Elden Ring came out, I started seeing big, rather excited warnings pop up on my social media from gamers who were quite shocked and a bit distressed to find that giving Fia a hug comes with a small cost. You lose about 5% of your maximum health in return for her Balderkin's blessing. And I find it a little bit funny because she tells you this. Like, she literally just said to us that she wants to hold us so that she might share some of our lively vigor and stout-heartedness. It's worded in that FromSoft cryptic way that, to be fair, can make it really hard to distinguish between what's flavor text and what's mechanics, but she does tell you what it is that she's asking for. The second thing is, you notice how I was hesitating to accept her offer? I know my Souls games, and I know that they don't usually trade in uncomplicated requests. Like, what am I doing here? Accepting a covenant? Am I starting a quest line? Is this a death trap? I said yes, mostly just to see what would happen. And what happens is intimacy. And this is rare in Souls games. It's incredibly rare. What you get is this completely quiet moment of vulnerability between your character and Fia, just simply resting in each other's arms for a conspicuously long moment. It is drawn out and almost painfully slow. This is clearly done on purpose. Physical intimacy with any NPC in a Souls game is basically unheard of. The closest that we get, at least in the games we've played so far, is the plain doll who holds our hand when we're leveling up, something Melina also does. But this quiet, gentle moment of comfort is remarkable in any Souls game, and remarkable even within Elden Ring. So, prediction. This is going to be important for my interpretation of this character.
What you felt light up inside you was a Balderkin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
That is interesting. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Uses FP to temporarily boost poise. Okay, that's cool. Fascinating. Okay, because the thing that I immediately think about is, like, she grants you a little bit of power by embracing you. And I can't help but feel that that relates to the theme of hands and arms, being able to take someone into your arms, hold them in your hands, and in holding them... Yeah. Interestingly, here's a painting of the goddess. Started with an M. And look at that. Look at how she's constructed to be literally an embodiment of the tree. Like, as though the Erd tree is an extension of her, or she's an extension of the Erd tree. And that's what that pose is about. It's about standing with her arms outstretched like the leaves of a great tree, or the branches of a great tree. Ooh, you look like a cool dude. He just give you a gesture. Ah. That's good. I like you. I like you. You're fun. Oh. Twin maiden husks. Oh, nice. We can get some armor. We can get some rings. Allows requests for summoning from... Ah. Increases memory slots. Ooh, stone sword seals. Good. Furled fingers trick mirror. Take on an appearance of a host of fingers. Take on appearance of cooperator. Okay, so this is PvP stuff and then some weapons and things. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. And then this door doesn't open. If only I had a key. Well, the key doesn't help when there's no option to open it. Okay. How do we get down there safely? Not so much an option. Fair enough. So you can die here. Am I about to be attacked? Is there a boss? Mad Tongue Elp? Okay. No, not so much a boss as it is an invasion. Thank you for the gesture. Oh, Jesus! Okay. Alright. Fair enough. That, again, feel like I'm a little underleveled for that guy. Because that's the other thing, speaking of golden runes. Oh, shit, I remember. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Just gonna grab that Asher War. Let me show you these guys. These things. Let me show you. Hello. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yeah, there you go. They run fast, but they can only run fast sideways. It's very funny. And they hit each other. Which I just find wonderful and lovely. And also, they're really hard to dodge. Ah! Help! But no, yeah, I got my kicked in by those crabs at one point. Absolutely wrecked. As indeed, I was just about to get wrecked just now. Oh, hey. Are we having a fight? You really don't seem to be doing much damage to each other, though. Honestly. It's like you're not even trying. What are you all looking at? Anything interesting? Okay, they're alive. Ah! Jesus. Okay. Oh, what's this? What's this? Forlorn Everjail. Let's see. I want to know. Ooh. So is this like, this looks like a sort of otherworldly boss arena kind of thing. And I was right. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Okay, so this is like a place that imprisons criminals or something. Okay, I can do a little damage to him. Feel like not a lot, though. FromSoft and their timings. Like, they love to troll you with it. Well, you're an agile fella. I'm dead. Yeah. Okay. Are these the ruins I remember? Oh, yes, they are. That's great and also terrible. We are here to get our asses handed to us. Guard counter required ahead. Yeah, you're not wrong. There is a statue of Marika out here, so... Say hello to Pumpkinhead. Ah! Pumpkinhead, who does not stagger for call. And the big problem with Pumpkinhead is his pumpkin head, which if you hit his helmet rather than his body, is just gonna absorb all of the damage, even magical damage. Like it just eats all of the damage that you do if you hit the helmet rather than the guy himself. Damn it! Right. That makes it a little easier. Thanks, buddies. Good boys. And if I recall correctly... Yes, hello.
Tarnished, are we? No wonder you should turn up here. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I want to learn sorcery.
A yen for glintstone sorceries. I dare say your proclivities are far from ideal. Oh well, perhaps nurture will defy nature, with a bit of luck. But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me?
Hell yeah.
Well, you are a piece of work.
Witches are cool.
Very well. You are now my protege in glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievances, young apprentice.
Anticipate grievances, my young apprentice. But yeah, that's what he unlocks. Dear Pumpkinhead. There's the thing I forgot here, which is that there's a map here. A map which is very useful. No horn blowing, please. Map of Limgrave West. There we go, that's better. Now we can see what we're doing. Let's test how much our damage has improved. It seems to be a particular fixation of the... Oh! Oh, would you off with that? That's what I get for talking when I should be fighting. Well, it does respawn the giant, so... It's, like, this seems like a pretty easy way to farm at this point in the game. Maybe not so easy. But yeah, like, specifically re-giants. Like, remember the giants in Dark Souls 2? Like, they were pretty much exactly the same way in terms of, like being identified by a hollowness of body. In their case being, like, the fact that they had hollow faces. There we go. Got my runes. Oh, there's a grace. Oh, now. Oh, now. Okay. All right. Oh, now. What have we here? What is this? Homing instinct painting. Okay, so clearly that's a clue. Like, you have to go and find this place, the place that looks like this. And then there's like a thing there. Hey, smithing stone, thank you. Right? Like, that's definitely what that is. So we need to be able to see a tree like that. Perhaps specifically that one. But not necessarily through like an... Okay, Huh, okay, that's cool. That is cool. Treasure hunt. Okay, so there's a giant wandering around down there.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor. Ah, you've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but no, but the help is very much appreciated. Even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the True Order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you.
Would you
I want
now?
To take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval.
How much do we want to bet that this is definitely not his fort? Anyway, putting a marker down for him here so we know where he is. Are there any other markers I can use? Like, is there... Ah, yes, there we go. There. NPC marker, that's better. What a place to stand around asking for help. Just like shouting out into the wilderness. Hello! Hey, a grace. And a thing. Third Church of Marika. Oh, interesting. Oh, what the f... I guess he can roar really loud. There she is. Sacred Tear. Ooh, that's the one that increases the healing of my flask, isn't it? Flask of Wondrous Physic. You can find crystal tears at the base of minor Erd trees and elsewhere throughout the lands between. At sites of grace, you can mix 2 crystal tears in the Flask of Wondrous Physic. This will allow you to create elixirs with various custom effects. Cool. Cool. Radical. So that restores half of max HP. Cool. Sweet. Hey, Melina. You have something to say?
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, tell me.
Very well. In Marika's own words, my lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die. Well, perhaps that might serve you in lieu of a maiden's guidance.
So it was the queen who stripped people of it, huh? Interesting. So the queen stripped... She stripped the lords of their grace. Which kind of makes me feel that, like, maybe her disappearance wasn't quite so accidental.
The principles you would follow.
More health, please. Really badly need more health. That is interesting. So she herself divested the lords of their grace and blinded them and sent them away to die. It's another church over here. That's a lot of swords. I want one of those. Can I have one of those? Okay. Oh, that's a big moon. Oh, I see. Well, bloody hell. Oh, look what... Oh my god, it's Mildred! Nope! Didn't realize I ran out of stamina. There we go. Jesus. A sacred scorpion charm. A smoldering church. I guess it was burned. Time for stomach? Missionary cookbook. Okay. Finding cookbooks on burned corpses is a little bit... It's a little dark. Okay, so this seems bad. Like, just the whole vibe of this place seems a little rancid. I say, as I intentionally continue to progress into it. Oh, we're heading into Caelid. Oh, Caelid. I get it. Lid. Ah! Didn't realize that was alive. Okay. An Erd Tree avatar. Can I... Hello, Asylum Demon. Okay, I exceptionally... Oh my god, 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 oh my god! He does that. I have no idea. I have no idea on earth how Future Skyne is gonna edit all of this. I've really given him, a lot of trouble. We have leveled up quite a lot since the last time we tried. So let's go and give... Let's go and give it another 5 or 10 shots, shall we? Can I use those against him? I can. Okay, let's see what the jellyfish is like. Ooh! No, focus on me. It's my ranged support, and apparently it can poison you, so... I fully support... No! Don't go for him! Leave him alone! He's my good boy! Margit does seem to have some AI trouble with, Ow. Goddamn range. With, like, picking a target when it's both of us. And now he's poisoned. Nice. Good job, jellyfish boy. Okay, come on. No! At least he can't really damage him. Oh, it's because he's a jellyfish. He's probably really... He's probably quite sturdy against, like, strike damage, which is what Margit does.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
Why, Jesus. He does not go less hard for anything, does he? Yeah, he is gonna kill my jelly boy, though. Damn it. Fuck off with that delay. I'm closer than I've ever been. Mostly because I mean, I could just let the poison kill him, I guess. But, I mean, he's not gonna just let me do that. And eventually it's gonna run out on him, surely. It does give me an idea of how much health he has in total, though. A few thousand, yeah. Okay, so Jellyfish, very good summon against this guy. Come on. Yes! Oh, thank you, Jellyfish.
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell Omen shall brook thee no quarter.
You're real chatty for a dead guy. Oh, Jellyfish MVP. That was a good summon. Absolutely carried me. Sweet. It also didn't hurt that I could finally do some proper damage to him with my weapons. Ugh. Good grief. Well, after a lot of not fighting him, we finally beat Margit the Fell. And out of mercy for Pure Future Skyen, who's gonna have to edit all of my farting around into something that is vaguely coherent, I think I'll cut this episode here. And, yeah, leave it over to him to make something out of Margit's character design. Dude seemed to have some skin problems. So, over to you, Future Skyen. Thanks, Past Skyen. I know you won't, and yet I will encourage you to try and stay focused in the future. Do you have any idea how much footage I had to cut to get us here in less than 2 hours? Although, incidentally, viewer, if you'd like to see the footage that was cut, head over to my Let's Play channel where you'll find it under the Elden Ring Unedited playlist. There's a lot of fun stuff, but thanks to Captain Distractable over here, we can't get it all into an episode. Anyway, Margit the Fell Omen. And we might as well start with the name, the Fell Omen. Now, he's not a mandatory first boss in the game. You can go anywhere, after all, but he's almost certainly the first boss that most players will encounter. In fact, I've seen that he's the first boss most players encounter because everybody was complaining about him on Twitter. And the game works really hard to point you at him and Castle Stormvale, even to the point of having multiple NPCs directly tell you to go there. So I think it's safe to argue that Margit is certainly intended to be the first major boss that people run into. Like, you're sort of meant to meet him first before you head off to any of the other areas that we'll see in later episodes. And the way that Margit talks certainly lives up to his name. He opens with, "Foul tarnished, in search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition, someone must extinguish thy flame," and so on. Which, first of all, rude, but also, he's clearly assessing you, judging your value and worth in relation to the Elden Ring, and finding you wanting. He triggers phase 2 of his fight with a recognition of your skill. Oh, you have some warrior's blood in you. And that's when he pulls out his giant hammer. And when you kill him, he dies not with a death cry, but with a warning. "I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame, cower in fear of the night, the hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter." Now, number one, this tells us that we haven't seen the last of this guy, or at least he's confident that we haven't. Number two, it's a death cry that's appropriate to his name because he's literally delivering a fell omen to you, making a baneful prophecy about your future. But also, number three, it tells us that what he was doing here wasn't so much engaging us in an epic boss battle to the death, as he was testing us, acting as a kind of filter, preventing the unworthy from pursuing the Elden Ring. And you can kind of tell this just by looking at the way he fights us. For the first half of it, he's literally just beating you with his walking stick. It's not until he recognizes you as a worthy opponent that he begins to bring his magical abilities to bear, which are both diverse and interestingly sophisticated. And if he can pull a giant magical hammer out of thin air, what else might he have been holding back? Speaking of his abilities, did you notice that all of his swords and hammers are golden? That he arrived, teleported in, bathed in the golden glow of grace? By the looks of it, the aesthetics at least, this associates him with the Golden Order. Or at the very least, his powers are drawn from the Erd Tree, and by extension, faith in Marika, I guess? Which would suggest that he attacks us for the same reason that the Tree Sentinel does, because the Golden Order, for some reason, see tarnished like us as a threat to their power, or purity, or something along those lines. Anyway, moving on from the name, let's look at his look, because he sort of isn't much to look at. Margit looks like a rather hoary old man, gray-skinned, wrinkled, knobbly, very hairy, and one side of his head is covered in this wild mass of horns. Some of them seem to have been sawed off over his eyes or grinded down, presumably to help him see. He also doesn't dress particularly great. In fact, if anything, Margit's manner of dress would lead you to expect that he's a beggar or a vagrant of some kind. He wears these layers of tattered rags, almost like multiple outfits that have each been torn apart in turn, held around his shoulders with chunky, knotted, very ugly rope. And yet, for all that they're all torn and stringy, if you look at the grand collar that he's wearing, which, by the way, that's not something you usually find on rags, there's some surprisingly intricate stitching and embroidery on there. This isn't really the sort of dress that you would expect a beggar to wear. It's fine tailoring, even if it's been rather terribly destroyed. Another notable thing about Margit is his tail. It is, if anything, even more hoary and knotted and knobbly than the rest of him, looking like nothing so much as a mass of hairy tumors, almost, with yet more horns emerging from it. Taken all together, with his walking stick and his outfit, well, the association that crept into my head over and over again was leprosy. Leprosy is a bacterial infection that, over a long enough period of time, can cause disfiguring injuries to a person, expressed in severe skin lesions and severe thickening and toughening of the skin on the face, among other things like your nose cartilage collapsing and becoming flat, which can cause breathing difficulties. There's a myth that leprosy also causes your extremities to fall off, like your arm will just drop off one day. That doesn't happen. What does happen is that the disease causes progressive nerve damage, which disrupts the sufferer's ability to feel pain and discomfort, and then repeated injuries and untreated wounds on a limb will cause necrosis and infection until the affected limb must be amputated or comes off. Leprosy is not a very infectious disease either. In fact, it's actually really difficult to get infected with it, and once you're infected, it can take up to 20 years for any noticeable symptoms to occur, at which point leprosy is both treatable and usually curable. Despite this, though, leprosy is a heavily stigmatized disease. It has infected human beings for thousands of years, and for all of that time, superstition, fear, and disgust has haunted the people who suffer from it. The disfigurements and the nerve damage severely impair its victims' ability to work and even to speak and engage normally in social conditions. And because one of the risk factors for contracting the disease is living in poverty because of all the deprivation that comes along with that, leprosy has become associated with squalor, poverty, and low class. And if you're the kind of soulless ghoul who holds the opinion that poor people should just work harder to get out of poverty, and if they're poor, that's just evidence that they're stupid and don't have any work ethic, well, it becomes really easy to develop superstitions like the idea that people who suffer from leprosy are being punished by the gods for their sinfulness or wicked ways, or that leprosy is caused by an unethical, unmoral lifestyle. And since the people who suffer from leprosy have a higher risk of being poor to begin with, well, they also have less power in society and less ability to push back against those stereotypes. Because of all of this, in the West at least, the image that we tend to associate with leprosy, besides the limbs falling off myth, is the fictional character of the leper. Wretched, infected, leaning on a walking stick, covering their shame in rags and begging for coins while ringing a bell to warn passers-by of their affliction. And I call it a fictional character because, again, plenty of rich people throughout history have suffered from leprosy and not had to live on the street or cover themselves in rags. The figure of the leper is essentially a fictionalized version of how a sufferer of leprosy is imagined. Lepers, by the way, were forced to ring those bells, just as they were often forced to cover up, and oftentimes they were rounded up and sent off to special camps where they could be concentrated. We know those today as leper colonies. The point is, people who suffered from leprosy were not just treated as sufferers of a disease, they were treated as social pariahs. They were brutalized, exposed to a lot of violence and discrimination, and they were hated for being infected with a disease they had no control over. So Margit, with his staff, with his rags, with the way that his condition, whatever it is portrayed, it feels like a direct reference to me. It feels like he was designed to evoke the image, to evoke the character of the leper, which would mean that his horns and tail are disease symptoms, essentially, and maybe marks of shame? And from that perspective, I wonder, are the people who suffer from whatever it is that Margit suffers discriminated under the Golden Order? And if they are, why would he want to protect that Golden Order? Does he want to protect the Golden Order? And that's episode 2. I'm not gonna lie, these are a lot harder to edit than Bloodborne was, although that's mostly my own fault for getting distracted by every shiny thing I see on the horizon when I'm playing the game and being unable to stay on task. Seriously, do go watch the unedited episodes over on the Let's Play channel. There's a lot of stuff in there. Admittedly, a lot of it is me just riding around and getting owned by enemies, but still, you know. Anyway, if you enjoy the Boss Design series, then I greatly appreciate it if you would tell someone you know who might also enjoy the series that they should watch it. Word of mouth is the best way to get these to actually spread around, because the algorithm isn't that interested in doing it, not even on a brand new, ultra-hyped mega game like Elden Ring. That's on me for doing hour-long videos, I guess. If you want to support the channel and the series more directly, well, my god, there are so many ways to do that now. I have a Patreon. It comes with rewards. I have a merchandise store where you can buy stuff. I have a tip jar on coffee, which also comes with rewards now. And if you want, you can become a member on my Shorts channel or my Let's Play channel if that's how you prefer to do it. And they've got some perks as well. As ever, though, it is enough that you have watched the video, and I am grateful for your time. Thank you very much for watching. Take your vaccines and wash your hands, and try to act with solidarity towards those who are worse off than yourself.